All right. The hottest news over the past couple of days, as people have been able to thoroughly unpack what is happening. But Drake, initially, there was a lot of outlets a couple of days ago. They were quick to jump on the topic that Drake dropped his petition. And again, words are very important. I was even confused myself on what was going on. We did see a couple of days ago, literally at night, that Drake dropped his petition that he initially had against UMG and Spotify. So people thought, because again, when you're just looking at articles and multiple articles or reporting on something very fast, a lot of people thought that, hey, Drake thought that he wasn't going to win against UMG and Spotify, so he just dropped it. But we have to keep in mind that the initial news about this was a petition. It was a pre-action. It was not an actual lawsuit. And again, I am not a lawyer, but I do at least know that aspect and understand what that means, a pre-action or a petition versus a lawsuit. So the petition was literally just fishing for the information that Drake's team needed in order to actually file the lawsuit. So again, a lot of people thought that when we got the news that Drake dropped the petition, that he dropped the entire case. But literally the next day, Drake actually filed the official lawsuit. So here we are now. This is real, and this is a federal case nonetheless. This isn't a civil suit. This is a federal case against UMG. So the main premise, even though there are still some elements from the petition, because there was one that was filed in New York and the other one was filed in Texas. But this one, the main premise here is the defamation suit. Now, the defamation suit was originally, that was the one that was filed in Texas. And then the other one that claimed that UMG was botting, that was the one that was filed in New York. So all of this is baked together, but the main premise here, again, as you can see, multiple outlets, is the defamation. So Drake is accusing UMG of allowing Kendrick to come out with this song "Not Like Us," which is defaming Drake's name. It is defaming his image and is making him look like something that he is not. So that is the main thing that is going on here. I will read this article and then I want to go through some things that are actually in the entire suit, because there's a lot in there, and there are some things that I'm just like, Drake, did you check with your team before you let them formulate this lawsuit? Because there are just a lot of things that you just got wrong, just utterly wrong. And like, it really makes me sick to see it come to this point, and yet they're still getting things wrong. So I'm like, are you vetting them? Are you feeding them this information, or is your team just doing whatever they want and getting the incorrect information whenever they're filing this suit? So to catch you all up and bring into detail what is happening. So as I said before, Drake just filed an official lawsuit to the federal courts on Wednesday, which was yesterday, and called the release of Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us," which is aimed at the Canadian rapper, an example of valuing corporate greed over the safety and well-being of its artists. Now, notice he said artists. So we're still on this in some form or fashion, that Drake is for the people, right? He's for the people, and this is the reason why he's going after UMG, aka the man. So he's not saying himself, he's saying, the UMG doesn't care about any of their artists, and they are putting them in danger because of what they did here, letting Kendrick bring out this diss track and have it sell so well and blah blah blah. So and of course, on the song, Kendrick Lamar called Drake a PDF and accusing him of appropriating Black culture. Drake is signed to UMG, subsidiary of Republic Records, and Kendrick Lamar signed to Interscope. Both of them are under the UMG umbrella, as UMG is a very big company. The new lawsuit claims that UMG approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of the rap track that was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal PDF, and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. Oh my goodness. Like when I saw them like breaking down Not Like Us and like the specific lyrics, I was just like I couldn't do anything but laugh because I'm like, are you like is this really the world that we live in? You know, is this really the world that we live in, that we are using a diss track and we are taking a lot of things that were said literally, and Drake is like, I'm fearing for my life. I'm fearing for my life because of what was said in this song. But you participated in this, Drake. It's not like this is coming out of nowhere and you just said nothing, but you participated in this. You were an active participant. You put out the first diss track. You put out another track back to back. And you said to, you know, as the AI, you baited him to, you know, saying these things about you. And then he actually says these things about you, and then you want to cry about it. That's just the thing that really just has me utterly confused. You baited him into doing it. He actually did it, and now you want to cry about it, and now you want to take the legal route. And you're not suing Kendrick himself because you know you will lose instantly, but instead you're going to sue the label, which you were upset at because the negotiation didn't go well. And you feel like this diss track was a plot to get at you and you know, undermine your value. Like, so it's bad. So let's continue on here. So he also said UMG intentionally sought to turn Drake into a pariah, a target of harassment or worse. UMG did so not because it believes any of these false claims to be true, but instead because it would profit from damaging Drake's reputation, as I said before. Drake's latest suit comes 2 months after he claimed UMG and Spotify inflated the streams of Not Like Us, but it was reported late Tuesday that he dropped the legal action in the case, which I said earlier. The lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us, and it's not about Kendrick, but it is instead entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false but dangerous. And again, I want to harken back to, you know, the diss tracks that Drake dropped against Meek Mill. I'm sure he was still under UMG at that time. So did UMG not profit over promoting your diss track back to back, or was that just you? Because yeah, you were still under the label, homie. You know, you still in your beginning stages under that label, so you benefited from this. So again, I just find this very, very hypocritical that you can do that to Meek Mill. You know, you can put it in his career, but Kendrick can't because he actually, you know, had people believing this stuff and had more people on his side at one point than you. You know, it's not fun when a rabbit got the gun. That's how I take this. It's not fun when a rabbit got the gun. So anyway, let's continue here. Lamar Not Like Us won in 2024 biggest hits. It's been 2 weeks. All time genre Billboard Hot 100. Blah blah blah. It's, you know, all the nominees as we are actually coming up on a Grammy. So we're going to see if Kendrick wins any awards. Fans always seem to forget me. Yeah. You know, revisionist history. Days after Lamar released a song, Drake's security guard was shot outside of his Toronto home, which they're going to mention this in this lawsuit, but I want to make sure that people remember, I don't believe that because of this diss track, Drake's security guard got shot at. You have to remember everybody that Drake was beefing with at the time. And we went over this already. That's some Toronto stuff. That's The Weeknd, you know, potentially, and some other ops that you had in Toronto. I don't believe that people in Toronto were shooting at you and your security guard because Kendrick put the battery in their back and said, go do this. But they're trying to paint it as that Kendrick Lamar was the one who started this. But again, you got to think about all the people that you dissed in Family Matters, and the people that dissed you was the 20v1, remember? Kendrick Lamar was not your only op here. So who else is in Toronto? Who else had some beef with you? And you said that you got shooters and he got shooters, but his shooters ain't really shooting nothing. That's The Weeknd. So you gotta keep in mind, it's not like we can't just paint this one song or this entire beef as a means to, oh, you're really going to fear for your life and other people are going to carry out Kendrick's deeds for you. You got to remember everybody else who was involved in this beef, even though the main beef was between two people. So to continue here with the palpable physical threat to Drake's safety and the bombardment of online harassment. you use online for a long time. You used the internet for a long time, Drake. Now you're getting online harassment, and now you want to cry about it. See, again, it's what I keep talking about. Drake fears for the safety and security of himself, his family, and his friends, according to the new suit. After the attacks on his home, Drake pulled his son out of elementary school. And once school ended for the summer, Drake arranged for his son and mother to leave Toronto entirely. So it ain't safe for you no more. I thought the six was your home. Now it's not safe for you. Okay. Uh, excuse me. Day to day, Drake continued to take steps to address persistent threats to security. Excuse me. All right. UMG responded to the lawsuit on Wednesday. They responded the same day. UMG they ain't playing it. They responded immediately. They said, not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, what up, We Hustle, let alone Drake, is illogical. We have invested massively in his music, and our employees around the world have worked tirelessly for many years to help him achieve historic commercial and personal financial success. Throughout his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry, to engage in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battles to express his feelings about other artists. True. He now seeks to weaponize the legal process to silence an artist's creative expression and to seek damages from UMG for distributing that artist's name. Yes, he is definitely at this point weaponizing the legal process. And who likes to weaponize the legal process? Who likes to weaponize cops to their advantage? Karens. So this is why Drake is being called a Karen, because this is the biggest Karen move that you can take. Like, honestly, it's one of the biggest Karen moves that you can take here. So that's it from this. But let's go ahead. Let's dive into the actual suit here, because there's a lot. I'm not going to read all this, but I want to touch on what I feel are some important points here. So it literally starting off, they talked about what happened when the people pulled up to Drake's Toronto house. Okay, so they talked about what happened at his Toronto house. They said someone yelled F Drake, and then a gunman opened fire. Okay, and then one bullet went through the security gate, and then another bullet hit the security guard. So we're not going to get in full detail on that, but that's what. So literally it just goes, number by number as to what was happening here. They said number 3, on May 8th, a different intruder used his bare hands to dig a hole under the security fence surrounding Drake's Toronto house, and he dug a hole deep enough to squeeze through and enter the property. So I remember that literally was back to back, which was crazy. And then on May 9th, another break-in attempt happened. So yeah, people were going, kind of wild there. But these are outliers. I understand from a safety standpoint why Drake would be afraid for his life, especially because people, actually shot and somebody did get hit. So I do understand that part, but at the end of the day, again, I'm not going to place sole blame on Kendrick because of this. I'm not going to do that. Let's continue on. So number 6, that UMG is the world's largest music company, and that also that music company that represented Drake for more than a decade. Yet on May 4th, UMG approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track that falsely accuses Drake of being a PDF and calls for violent retribution against him. Even though UMG enriched itself in the shareholders by exploiting Drake's music for years and knew the salacious allegations against Drake were false, UMG chose corporate greed over the safety and well-being of his artists. So that was where that came from. In controversy, UMG saw an opportunity, seized it, and continued to fan the flames even after learning of the incitement to violence on May 7th and 8th, along with the unrelenting vitriol towards Drake that is followed. Oh man. And then on number 7, they mentioned Not Like Us. So again, talk about Drake is a PDF. Lyrics repeatedly accused Drake of engaging in criminal acts, including calling him a certified PDF and a predator and needs to be placed on neighborhood watch. The image was designed to reinforce and in fact reinforced the accusation by depicting Drake's actual Toronto house covered in the icons that are known. So he's talking about the album cover. He's talking about the album cover here of Not Like Us. The video boasts the same message by, for example, showing images associated with sex trafficking and juxtaposing the game of hopscotch with lyrics accusing Drake of trying to strike a chord and is probably a minor. What up, high power? Yeah, we're going through the Drake stuff. They said a lawsuit is not about the art. Well, you kind of read on the other one. So it said, notwithstanding to knowledge the allegations are fabricated. Starting in May, UMG waged an unrelenting campaign to spread the recording, image, and video together as widely as possible. UMG did so because it understood that the recordings' inflammatory and shocking allegations were a gold mine. So they're saying that UMG did this because they knew that it would make them more money. That's what they're saying. It's okay. All right, man. Like, so he's really like painting this as though they were plotting the entire time to get at him. That's what they're saying here, man. Let's continue on. A lot of this stuff is about what UMG did in the background. They also mentioned here that UMG removed copyright restrictions. So this is how the reaction channels end up getting in this, because they said that UMG purposely removed copyright strikes on people that reacted to Kendrick Lamar's songs in order to make it more popular. So they were saying this from the beginning in the petitions, but they're reiterating it here. And he said, predictably, millions of people who listened to the recordings or saw the image and video believed that the defamatory material to be true. UMG had previously published Lamar's song Euphoria, which was also widely understood to be targeted at Drake, and which stated, "Don't tell no lie about me and I won't tell truths about you." Public commentary confirmed the average listener or viewer has understood the defamatory material to reflect the truth rather than art or hyperbole. In the words of one commentator, now everybody believes that Drake loves touching children. So you saying that like we're being brainwashed. Shout out to God King for the 44 months. Appreciate you. They're basically saying that like we're being brainwashed to believe that the things that Kendrick was saying in his songs were true. But what about the countless amount of people that believe what you said were true, Drake? Especially the part about Kendrick having a DV with his wife or fiance. What about that? Does that get mentioned in here? No, surprisingly so, because you don't want the fingers being pointed at you. Funny how that works, right? Funny how that works. So let's see. Let's continue on. So they're talking about here how after all of this happened, then people started to bringing Drake hate speech and calling him a sex offender and PDF. Public commentary has repeated the false claim that Drake is a pedo and essay on the level of Weinstein, Diddy, and Epstein, which again in your song TaylorMade, you and even in Hard Part 6 you told him that you predicted he would take the Epstein angle, but you were the one who put that out there first. Again, I just don't understand why we are totally omitting anything that Drake has done himself. He's acting like, again, that he had no diss tracks and he has said nothing about Drake. And that's the thing that pisses me off. You're acting like you literally did nothing. Literally acting like you did nothing here or said nothing. And that's not fair. That's not fair. And mom-like response to the recording continues to unfold on and offline. Recent flyers were plastered all over Toronto with the photo of Drake and a Canadian YouTuber who was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Oh, I didn't even know about this. Meet your neighbor, besties. Dang, this happened in Toronto too. That's pretty wild, man. That's pretty wild. I didn't actually know about this one. Canadian sex predators gotta stick together. Dang, I didn't even know about that. Wow. They actually went that far? Yikes. And then continue. Drake fears for the safety of himself, his family, and his friends. And he talked about what Drake did already. Let's continue on, because a lot of this stuff is just kind of reiterating what I already summed up here. Kind of. Let's go down. So just scrolling through. It said many months prior to filing this litigation, Drake attempted to address his claim privately with UMG. Drake believed that Sir Grains and UMG's leadership should be held accountable for the decisions we make and how we conduct ourselves. And UMG purports to care about threatening and abusive behavior. Indeed, UMG's code of conduct notes that harassment can take different forms, such as speech that is threatening or abusive, and declares that violence, threats, and physical intimidation are not tolerated at Universal Music. But that's like within, but they're not, like, even though you're under the label, are you technically looked at as an employee if you're an artist? Usually got offered to do IT with the Warriors. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Hold on, man.
Excellent.
Let's fucking go!
Bang, bang.
That's what's up. That's what's up. The commercial over the top on Twitch. Sub up, sub up, sub up, then sub up, sub up. So yeah, continue on. It's just going over the whole timeline, which is kind of like irrelevant here. Yeah, that's all relevant. Background, blah 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 blah. Talk about Drake's history there. Talking about UMG and what they've been doing. I want to get to where the lyrics are, because that is the funniest part. That literally is the funniest part there. When they, yeah, here we go. All right. So here we go. This is the funniest part, because I feel like when anybody who like doesn't normally listen to rap music, when they start to break down lyrics, I swear they take everything literal, like so literal that it's cringy. So literal that it's cringy. They honor their mama Bennett and his hooligans started cussing me. Right. All right, so let's get to it, man. So they said here, within the first minute, the recording identifies Drake by name and states that Lamar has heard Drake has a predilection for underage women. Say, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. The next line is a thinly veiled threat that Drake should be careful that he never ends up in prison, a place where child predators are notoriously the targets of violence. You better not ever go to cell block 1. The recording continues to say that any woman who falls in love with Drake should be careful to hide your little sister from him. Next, in a perverse reference to Drake's 2021 album Certified Lover Boy, he says, Certified Lover Boy, certified PDFs. In a play on the dual meaning of a minor, a person under the age of 18, and a musical scale, the recording says that Drake is trying to strike a chord and it's probably a minor. Later in the recording, Lamar describes Drake as Malibu's most wanted. The recording continues to say that Drake and the people in his circle need to be served with a subpoena because predators move in flocks. Their name got to be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. I lean on you, nigga, like another line of walk years all on me, and I'm gonna send it up to Park 8. The recording also repeatedly suggests that violence should be used against Drake because he is a PDF, like the sound of someone had beating him up. The recording repeats, wop, 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 die fuck a bub. Oh my goodness, bro. This is the most hilarious thing ever. It is the most hilarious thing ever. Later, the recording threatens that if Drake comes to Oakland, but peep this, because I talked about this on Twitter already. It says later, the recording threatens that if Drake comes to Oakland, where Lamar grew up. Now, where did Kendrick Lamar grow up, people? Where did he grow up? Did he grow up in Oakland? Or did he grow up in Compton? Again, California is a big state. Has Kendrick Lamar ever said that he grew up in the Bay Area, let alone Oakland? Where are they getting this from? So this is, again, why I'm saying that they are taking things literal, and they are also not able to fully comprehend lyrics. Because when Kendrick said, I think that Oakland show gonna be your last stop, let's rewind. What was the line before that, people? What was the line before that? He said, you think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac? You think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac? That was not in here. You see what I'm saying? When you purposely omit things, you are being disingenuous. You are lying. You are trying to spin things for your own benefit. Lamar is not from Oakland. there is a reason why that line makes sense. If you include the previous line before, you have to include the previous line. You think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac? We are going back to you talking about Pac. You had his ring, okay? You had his ring in your house. There is a reason why he said this. He's not saying, oh, because he grew up there, that the Oakland show gonna be your last stop. It's because you disrespected Pac, okay? The recording makes clear that justice will be served not through the legal system and or a commentary on social media. We said, fuck a caption and won't action. No accident. I'm hands on, you fucked around and get polished. Okay? At the end of the recording, the lyrics threateningly repeat, hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Okay. So this is one that, again, I find very interesting because, again, if I'm not mistaken, when Kendrick says, freaky ass nigga, he in 69 God, freaky ass nigga, he in 69 God, hey, 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 run for your life. Is he talking about Drake running for his life, or is he referring to everybody, mainly younger women, or the sort that Drake will be attracted to, run? He's referring to them run for their lives because Drake is the 69 guy. Like, I never thought that him saying, hey, 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 run for your life is referring to Drake running for his life because he's going to get beat up. Yeah, he's saying everybody else should run from Drake. We should run from Drake, not the other way around. So again, they're getting the lyrics wrong. If you're going to read the lyrics or include them in a lawsuit, at least understand them or try to comprehend what the person is actually saying. And this is why reading lyrics from rap songs especially don't end up being in the best situation, because you're dealing with lawyers and you're dealing with people who don't listen to rap. They don't listen to it. They're not in the culture. So how are they going to understand this? And this is why I'm like, okay, Drake, did you go over this? Did you try yourself to understand these lyrics? Or are you just so hurt because everybody thinks you're a PDF? You've already proven that you can't comprehend the lyrics that Kendrick is saying. So, like, are you dumb or stupid? You're supposed to be a rapper. You're one of the biggest artists in the world. Is everything you're saying fabricated as well? Like, do you not understand what you're saying yourself? Do you not remember what you said? So that pisses me off, bro. That pisses me off. Let's continue. The recording contains numerous additional statements that imply the existence of evidence to support the allegations against Drake. The recording threatens that Lamar could reveal more secrets about Drake. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. And that, oh my goodness, I keep doing this. Not again, man. Oh my God. I keep doing this. Please. Keep hitting my damn mic. And it said the audience not dumb. Shape the authorities how you want. K Drake, they're not slow. The recording continues to make reference to several Drake songs, Family Matters and God's Plan, and accusing Drake of being a liar for denying allegations of criminality. The Family Matters and the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar. The recording also makes a vulgar attack on Drake's brand OVO. What OVO for? The other vaginal option. And let me hear you say OVO. Furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us, the recording alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that he is not a colleague, but a fucking colonizer. Now, this is another one. This is another one that I really, really don't like, because in no form or fashion was anybody referring to Drake's Jewish heritage in this particular line. We all know that Drake has a Jewish heritage. He was calling you a colonizer because, first of all, you are not from America, Drake. It has literally nothing to do with your Jewish heritage. It's because you are not from America. And if you listen to the song, especially that third verse, he was painting a picture that you are not from America, but you come here and you take up all of the talent. You use up our talent in America for your own benefit. AKA, you are a colonizer, because what do colonizers do? It has literally nothing to do with your Jewish heritage. as to saying you're not like us. He's saying you're not like us because of where you are from, not because of what religion you are or how you were brought up in that sense. Okay? So again, you are being obtuse, you are being disingenuous, you are not understanding the lyrics. You are not understanding the lyrics here. So that pisses me off, bro. This is all wrong. Why are y'all even reading these lyrics in the first place and trying your best to break them down? Because you don't understand yourselves. So whoever Drake's legal team is, they've done a terrible job here. Absolutely terrible job. But in the court of law, I'm sure the judge, whoever ends up taking this case, when they read this stuff, I bet you they're not going to understand either. And I'm just going to pray to God that there is somebody on the defense from UMG that understands and can refute all of these lyrics that they are not reading correctly and they are not understanding correctly. I didn't think that it was this difficult to understand this song, but apparently whoever wrote this did a piss poor job. They did a piss poor job. I think Drake just doing so he can say, I mean, yeah, that's what everybody is kind of going to, because it's like, why go through all of this to be you? But why though? Like, again, you have all the money in the world, so is this truly about money at this point? Like, you're just trying to stick it to UMG and just burn their pockets a little bit? Why though? What is the true motive behind that? I don't know, man. I don't know. So that's that, man. That was that on that. But that was it was really, really ugly, like, and very cringy trying to read this and like seeing their explanations as to what the song was actually about, man. And saying you had a little bit of John, man, just reggaeton, drill, R&B, man, so lyrics. Yeah, so it's just really bad. All right, so let's get down to let's say talk about the video here. So and then we have mad pictures here, the hopscotch, which we mentioned, the shipping containers, which the reference for SA, we'll say, well, not really SA, but sex trafficking, sorry, not SA. Then it has the OVO brand with the owl. Yeah, so you have the owl there. So they went over some of the things in the video. Let's say, yeah, then they talk about NFR podcast again, which was absolutely hilarious, man. Saying that they were paying people in order to boost up the song. So what up, Psych? So, and now we get to June, we get to the pop out. So say UMG, posting carousel videos talking about the pop out concert the next day. So they were like, oh yeah, y'all actually talking about it on your social media. So it's just funny, man. They got so much stuff, bro. So much stuff. So let's see. What YouTube channel is this? On August 29th, UMG posted on X link to Spotify Summer Hits recording. They said the recording was a song of the summer. On its YouTube channel, Interscope curates playlist of recording music videos for fans as the data just following the video has been featured on the label's music video playlist. Okay. All right. They talked about Complex. Let's see, all that stuff, all that legal stuff. And they talked about I'm sure that's Wikipedia there. Wikipedia. Continuing on, let's get to the other juicy stuff what people care about. All right, here we go. The reaction channels. Oh boy, the reaction channels. This is another one that they just got completely wrong. They really got it completely wrong here. So, once again, they mentioned the whitelisting of the songs that Kendrick put out. So they're saying that they did that on purpose so that the songs that Kendrick Lamar posted can get boosted. They said the effect of whitelisting the record was massive and immediate, able to play the recording in full on their own videos, and to profit for them, content creators rush to republish the recording and reaction videos. And again, I think a lot of people have a misconception about UMG allegedly whitelisting, because I did not get my video whitelisted. Like, all of those videos that I reacted to, they got copyright stricken like immediately. So it was only certain creators that got that. Again, I would assume it was because of their standing and their popularity. So yeah, it did happen, but it wasn't a clear cut like across the board. Anybody had free reign to react to these songs and not get copyrighted, because that just absolutely was not true. Now you can get mad at who did get whitelisted versus you if you were a part of that. But that's a whole separate conversation. But the fact of the matter is, the songs in their entirety did not all get whitelisted for everyone across the board. It was only for certain creators. So you mentioned here the Cartier family. Like I said, they had a video, pulled the image of the recording, saying they really had like everybody. It says No Life Shaq, which he reacted to it, and it was funny. He was like, you are not of the culture. He was like, you a bitch. Oh man, they got RDC on here, they got Kai on here, and some again really huge examples. So it's wild, man. It's wild, like what they said. It's wild what they said. They should not be included in here, man. They should not be included in here, because you're alluding to one, the popularity, and two, that there was some sort of like underhand deals that were going on, that all of these creators here ended up getting some money in order to react to Kendrick's video, and that further defamed your name and made the song more popular, which is not true. No Life Shaq said it best. He was like, we would have reacted to the videos anyways, whether we would have got copyright stricken or not. We would have reacted to the videos, because they're mainly channels that cover hip hop, and mainly. But other people like RDC, they don't mainly cover hip hop. But again, it was the biggest thing out there, so literally everybody was talking about it. They're still talking about it. They can't stop talking about it. So they would have reacted to these songs anyways. You literally told Kai to stay on stream when your next song dropped, when Family Matters dropped. You told him to stay on stream. So again, it doesn't matter when you do it. It's okay when you do it, but it's not okay when Kendrick again says nothing. He says nothing. He does nothing. He just dropped the songs, and people were anticipating something or not anticipating something, because these were all surprises, to be honest. But they weren't anticipating it. They hurried up and reacted to it and made a video on it, and ended up getting some money because it didn't get copyrighted. That's not okay. Yeah, academics reacted to Kendrick videos. Yeah, why didn't you mention him? Because that's your boy, right? Yeah, and people pointed that out too. He was like, I don't see any white streamers. I don't see any white channels. It's all black channels, all popular black channels. Shame. So, again, they're reiterating what UMG allegedly did. Blah blah blah. UMG called Drake substantial harm by publishing and promoting the defamatory material. He's saying that some people, they pointed out some things on Twitter that people said. As one person put it, this isn't a diss, it's the truth. Some other examples here. I love this song. We would have never known Drake is a whole PDF if this information wasn't exposed. Respect and love you, Kendrick, for keeping it 100. From your tone, anger, and passion behind your words, there's no doubt on my end that Drake is indeed a PDF. Kendrick just exposed Drake for running with pedos and offenders. I don't know. I don't think Kendrick is dumb to make false accusations. I don't want to assume without proof, but it ain't looking good for Drake. Like, I feel like he is still holding some ish back and ain't saying everything he knows about Drake. What up, Jensen? Many people reacted to the image. Who the 13 pedos in Park Lane Circle. So again, this is Twitter, man. Like, are we taking all this stuff serious? It's like, this is Twitter, bro. And like, you putting all this stuff, like, they got a lot of stuff here. Jeez, the cage out. I'm truly believing Kendrick, no Drake going to prison. Like, they got so many examples. So as you can tell, man, they scoured the web. Mainly Twitter and YouTube, to collect all of these statements. So Like I say, it's a lot here. I'm not gonna go through all of that because that's yeah, that was definitely a lot, man. They got a lot here. The big three in this picture. Oh my god, Weinstein, Epstein, and Drake. His address, Drizzy's Fun Time Chamber. Yeah, I remember when they did that. I remember when they did that was messed up though. When they did that on Google Maps, man. When they did that, yeah, he's suing UMG. Yes, he is suing UMG. They really did do that. They changed the name of Google Maps, man. Drizzy touched kid, Drizzy touches kids. It said K. Dot Pool, Drizzy's Fun Time Chamber, A minor. Yeah, people were making jokes, man. People were making jokes. It's a lot here. It's a lot. So, and then I want to get to if it shows here. I don't know if it's at the top or not, but it might be. All right. So here are the claims, like the official claims here. So the first claim is defamation. Okay, first claim is defamation. The second claim is harassment in the second degree. So that is the second claim, harassment. The third claim is a violation of the New York General Business Law. So that again is more towards UMG there. Okay. And said prayer for relief. So okay, so this is what Drake and his team want here. Okay. This is what they want. So they want nominal damages, compensatory damages, including general, actual, consequential, and special damages, and the amount to be determined at trial. So we don't know what the number is set at yet. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. As of January 16, 2025, we don't know what number that they're asking for. So whenever this actually goes to trial, then we should get the number that Drake is asking. So C, punitive damages. D, reasonable and necessary attorney's fees, of course. Reasonable and necessary costs of the suit, pre-judgment and post-judgment interest at the highest lawful rates, declaratory relief stating that the statements published and promoted by UMG and those attributable to UMG is reasonably foreseeable, republications identified within his complaint individually and collectively were and are false, injunctive relief enjoining UMG from making statements about the popularity of the recording, image, and video that it knows to be false based on fake streams and pay for play, and such other and further relief as this court deems just and appropriate. End scene. So that is that. Like I say, it is a lot here. A ton of examples, mainly from the internet. You're bringing reaction streamers into this. You are misinterpreting the entire song of Not Like Us. Because that's your main premise as to what UMG allegedly did to defame your name. I said this before and I'll say this again. I wonder why. Like, I understand that that Not Like Us was the more popular song in this entire beef, but why was there no mention of Meet the Grams? Because I still, in my opinion, I thought that was the most scathing song. And if you're going to do a defamation case, why did we not use that at all? Is it because mainly the daughter line you just weren't worried about? Like, but he talked about you. He talked to your kid. He talked to your mom. He talked to your dad. Why was that song not mentioned at all? Like, not even in a least bit. There wasn't one mention here about Meet the Grams. So why are we dismissing that song? I thought that if you were going to make a strong case that you would include that in here. It's not like you can include it. You included everything else. So why would you not mention Meet the Grams? Is it because it just wasn't popular? Like, what if things were reversed and Not Like Us came out first and people didn't really care about that, and then Meet the Grams came out and people jumped on that one and that became a more popular song? Would we still dismiss Meet the Grams or not? I wonder if the roles were reversed. So I don't know. That's the other strange thing to me, because if you're going to focus on one song and one song only, then that's I'm just like, why? Like, I wouldn't, like, I don't know why you didn't focus on all the songs in that case and try to break those down, but you're just strictly focusing on Not Like Us because apparently UMG, that's when UMG stepped in and they, this was a diabolical plot that they set up. So that's that, man. That's that. So take it how you will. This is on the internet, of course. If you want to view it in detail, if you're curious on all of the findings that are here, because again, this is all public. It's a petty suit. Yeah. I definitely think it's a petty suit. So I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, man. I truly don't think this is going to go anywhere, and I really hope that in UMG's case, um, if this truly goes to trial, that on UMG side, I hope they have someone who's fairly competent that mentions literally everything that Drake did, because you're gonna win just by saying that. There may be some small things that they may find, but if we're just going to talk about the defamation part, then if you just talk about what Drake did and said in his songs, I bet you Drake's defense will come back and be like, oh, well, those were just songs. Those were just songs, right? None of this stuff is true. I said it wasn't true. I said it. I said it wasn't true. These are all false, man. We're just having a good old rap battle here. Like that can't go both ways. It can't go both ways. You can't say, hey man, because what you said in the song was false, but people think it's true, then I'm mad. But people didn't believe what I said, therefore it's okay. These are all songs. If you're going to mention the lyrics, then let's do it across the board here. Let's break down your songs, Drake, and let's go over what you said. Let's go over what you said and let me know if it's okay. And if Kendrick has a case to sue you for defamation. Okay? What up, Galakai? So it's a mess, man. It's a mess. But that's all of that. Again, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot. But you can look at it on your own time if you want to. And obviously this is not the end. We're in 2025 and the Drake and Kendrick beef is heating up once again, because this is a very long, drawn out, and highly inaccurate suit